Hello, you beautiful bunch, and welcome back to another live, not at 5, or should I say a 5 o'clock video, but certainly not live. Guys, I hope you are well. I hope you are navigating these monstrous energies with ease and grace. It has been wild out there. I think it's fair to say that it has been so wild. I've been receiving so many messages from you guys across my social media platforms and into my email inbox, and please don't stop them coming, guys. I'm loving reading the things that are going on with you and your loved ones right now, and how you are elevating and stepping through and into this new phase of what we are going into. So it's been a week since I put a video out, and so much has gone on in that week. It has been an extremely wild period of time. That's the word. That's my word of the week, guys. I'm using the word wild constantly because right now there is no better description. So first and foremost, let's welcome you into June. I hope you guys have had a great first few days. Now, although we're only on day number 4 as I'm filming this, we've had the full moon. The full moon was yesterday. So during this video, I'm going to link back to the energy update for June because it's extremely important that we step into that. But also, I'm going to link back to the full moon video, which when I'm filming this, it was yesterday, but tomorrow when the video goes out, it's actually going to be 2 days. So these energies were always expected to be extremely powerful, and they were going to really bring things back up to the surface for us and step us into a space. I can't even speak today, so apologies, ladies and gents. And they were bringing us into a space of confusion. They were going to rattle us to the core of our being so that we can elevate once and for all. Now, that said, there is a lot of karma that is taking place at the moment, and that is what I'm going to do the video today about. But before we do that, I'm going to go into a few other bits and pieces. But, just continuing on that for 1 second is, ladies and gents, we really must get clear. Whatever is going on in our lives right now, it's about karma. If you are being pulled up on something, maybe with the police or something like that, recognize it's because you're not speaking your truth, or there is some cleansing, some karma to be cleansed from the past, whether it be this lifetime or previous lifetimes. Likewise, if it's around money, recognize where your belief system and where your limiting thoughts are coming from with money. Likewise, it's health. So many people are being battered at the moment with their health. It's karma. What have you done? Who have you hurt? What do you need to go and resolve? Like, this is what this video is going to be about today. So ladies and gents, do stick around. Now, a few days ago, I launched the Class of 2023 Self-Love Club membership program. Now, I can't believe how quickly the last year passed, and I cannot believe how quickly we are already just about to start the program. And by the time this video goes out, there will be no more access into that. Now, the video was very powerful. If you want to watch a copy of it in readiness for next year, then please do give us a shout. Although there are going to be some changes already for next year. We were planning some big changes this year, but what we've done is we've postponed those changes because I came up with even more. This is the way that I work. I'm extremely intuitive, and when things start to come up for me, I have to adapt. And one of the key messages that I've been getting at the moment is we have to pivot, we have to pivot, we have to pivot. Now, what do I mean by we have to pivot? If you are somebody who has got a business that is around X, okay, and X is perhaps in the lower vibration of existence, we need to be looking at how to make that more conscious right now. So I have been banging on about this for the last 12, 18 months, and I have told all my nearest and dearest, and I've shared with people that I love and I care about. A lot of them have done nothing about it, but now it is almost too late to pivot. So this is what I'm doing with my business. I know that certain elements need to pivot. I know that there are certain things now, I help people heal their physical vessels. That's a high vibration. I also help people step into their purpose. That's a high vibration. However, We are ascending at such a huge rate right now. And maybe I will go into, actually, no, I won't do that today. We're ascending at such a huge rate right now that we are being asked to, even if we are of a higher vibration, and if we are, working with consciousness in the quantum field and whatever your belief system is, we are still being asked to pivot right now. So I have been looking at across all of my programs. I've been looking at my website. I'm just about to embark on some massive changes across my world. Why am I looking to do that? Because we've got to pivot. We have to. We have been in winter. We have been in the winter period. Now we're starting to step into spring. And I don't mean like physically. I mean, in the last few years where we have had to work through COVID and all of the consequences of that has been winter. So now we have to adapt ourselves and change. And unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, there's a lot of people that are still believing that they're going to make money from what was called the truth movement. Now, I don't see that. I have been, again, sharing with people for the last 12 months that within 12 to 18 months, that movement is actually going to have to collapse. It has to, because it's holding humanity back. It has to, because it's not of the highest vibration anymore. These subjects needed to come to the surface, but now that is over. Now we need to be stepping forwards, looking at ourselves, turning the camera on ourselves. But so many people are so distracted talking about what's going on over there, or what's going on in politics, or what's going on all these other subjects, rather than themselves. They're missing the memo that actually they're being beaten by the karma stick. So this video today is going to be talking around karma, talking around the cleansing of karma, talking about leveling up, talking about recognizing, and maybe even I'll give you the process that I go through when I go through something in my life. So it's a very important time that we're living through right now. We are creating huge shifts daily. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments field if you feel that over the course of the last, even 8 weeks, like couple of months, if you feel that you've had massive shifts. Personally, I've collapsed everything in my life in the last 2 months. Like literally, I've collapsed everything. I'm seeing people for exactly who they are. And that doesn't mean that I'm being horrible or mean to them. I'm just going, wow, this is exactly what I needed to be shown. And thank you for showing it to me. And this is how I'm going to behave. And this is how I'm going to step forwards. And this is the way that it's going to be going forwards. So, there's so many processes taking place right now. And a lot of people are still running from themselves. Are you one of those people? Are you still running? Are you still pretending that this isn't happening to you and for you? Or are you actually looking at yourself in the mirror saying, oh God, this is my karma. Oh my goodness, this is something that I know that I've had a problem with, or I know that I've got to deal with, or something I know that I need to look myself square in the eye to deal with. Just whilst I've got your attention, if any of you are coming to Soul School in the middle of June, I would like you to check your inboxes. I'm actually running a call tomorrow, the 5th of June, to have a discussion with you guys around Soul School. I will be sharing all on that call. It's certainly not something I'm going to go into here. But I have emailed you. So I'm really hoping that you guys will be there and you will get the memo, because it is something quite important that I need to share with you. So please do check your inboxes if you have signed up for the online program for Soul School, which was due on the 17th and 18th of June. Okay. If you haven't signed up, you won't be getting an email. If you've thought about signing up, you won't be getting the email. So don't worry about it too much. I'm literally just looking to speak to the people who have already signed up and paid for Soul School at this stage. Okay, what else did I want to speak about? Was there anything else I wanted to speak about? So let's get on with the content. Let's start looking at karma and how that shows up. So there are many people out there that do not believe in karma. They don't believe that what goes around comes around. They don't believe that everything that we do, we're messengers for other people. If this is you, this is probably not the video that you would like to watch. I have been accused of all things recently, from being, from not being spiritual to all sorts of other bits and pieces. So I just want to manage people's expectations. If you do not believe in karma, if it's not part of your belief system, if you believe spirituality to be a farce or anything like that, probably isn't the right video for you guys to be watching. No hard feelings, and there's certainly no judgment from my side, but if you don't get it, like from that perspective, this probably isn't the video for you. However, most of my followers, I know, completely get this. So I think you guys are going to love this today. Karma, from my perspective, is whatever we put out, we get back. Now, if you go out and you love on somebody, and I'm going to share a story that happened the last time I was in the middle of the UK. I'm not going to give the exact place. In fact, maybe I will give the exact place. Basically, whether you do good or whether you do bad, it is always going to come back to you. Now, remember, good and bad is a perception. It's your own perspective on what you believe based on your family's belief systems more often than not, and the values that have been imprinted in you. So let's get that clear first and foremost. You can have different beliefs on what's good and what's bad. Okay. Now, I truly believe that there are things that God, the divine source, has placed us on this planet to do. And I truly, truly believe that there are people that we have to meet in our life that have to hurt us. There are people that we have to meet in our life that have to abandon us. There are people in our lives that have to poke you and keep poking you until you say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Because this is about an evolution. We incarnated this lifetime to evolve as a soul. Okay, yes, we're living in a human body right now, but we incarnated to actually go through this evolution to get connected to our soul journey and actually create and live our soul mission. Now, everybody, from my perspective, has a different soul mission. Some people, believe it or not, their mission is to come down here and cause disruption. It's to cause hurt. It's to cause pain. You know, these are the people that, you know, sometimes we hear about people going to prison. Sometimes we hear about people, you know, ending up in situations that, you know, they can't come back from. That is, you know, trust that that is their karmic path, or trust that that is God basically saying, no, you're so far off your path right now. I need to take you out of that so that you can go and, you know, get your head together and have some time in isolation or whatever. And, you know, bring you back in alignment. Now, I treat myself as one of these people, and I'm not talking because I've got in trouble with the police, because I never have done. But with regards to my health was stripped from me, and it had been stripped from me for many, many years. But in 2014, my health was stripped so significantly from me that I physically had no other option but to quit my job and go abroad and isolate myself from everybody. And I mean everybody. I isolated myself from my family. I isolated myself from my friends. I isolated myself from my career. I literally took myself to a different country, a country that nobody spoke English, or there were, but the tourists spoke English, but predominantly it was a foreign language that was spoken there. And I lived like that for 14 months. I traveled from one country that would speak Spanish to another country that would speak Thai to another country that would speak, you know, all sorts of different languages, because that is what I had to do to isolate myself and to give myself the time to actually recognize the karma that I'd been bringing in. So I look at karma with so much love, because the recognition of that karmic journey saved my life. Now, most people perceive other people's karma. Oh yeah, this has happened because she's got karmic debt, or this has happened because she was a bitch to me. And actually, what is happening here is that if you are perceiving somebody's karma, you are actually bringing that in, okay, which is a fascinating, and you've been part of that journey. So we are in a period of time right now whereby everything karma has to come to the surface. Now, there are a lot of people out there that profess to be able to clear your karma and reduce it and get rid of it and all the rest of it for you. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. Yes, people can hold space for you to bring karma to the surface, but get rid of it for you, it just doesn't align with me. That doesn't align with me. I truly believe that we need to look at ourselves square in the mirror and say, why are you being such an arsehole? Why are you dragging this up? Why are you dragging this on? Why are you being this way? And that is where you then look at yourself and you're like, well, this happened back then and I had to protect myself. And actually all I'm doing in this situation is protecting myself, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. Actually, what I'm doing is creating more karma, or actually what I'm doing is creating more damage or more hardship or more hurt or more pain. So when I talk about looking at yourself in the mirror and being really honest with yourself, this, ladies and gents, is what I'm talking about. Because so many of us can sit there and be like, oh, look at the karma. I mean, look at the state of that person. Wow, their health has really deteriorated in the last few weeks. Look at their karma. Wow, I wonder if they've realized that this is karma coming up for them. And the answer is no. They'll find a human level excuse or reason for them to be going through it. I hear it all the time. Oh, well, this is my ADHD playing up. Oh, well, this is my arthritis. Oh, well, this is because I've got digestive issues. No, it's your karma. It's your human body. It's your physical vessel saying, hey, I'm trying to get your attention right now, but you're not listening to me. So I'm going to keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you until you really get the memo. Now, there's a lot of people out there professing to be, you know, saints and God's children and all sorts of things like that. And the truth of the matter is there are people walking this planet who are what I would call earth angels, you know, doing God's work. But not everybody that tells you that is that. It's up to us to use our discernment and to decipher what is the truth and what is not. The devil is working through a lot of people right now in the lies that they are spinning, in the devious behavior that they are carrying out, in the deception and the betrayal that is surfacing. Now, there are many people that are blinkered to this. They are not prepared to see it. They are so closed off because they love this person, or, you know, they want to be hanging around this person. So they are ignoring the deception. They are ignoring the betrayal. And this is where karma kicks in. When you are given a lot of signs, and I have to own this. I have been in a situation recently where I had so many red flags, and there were so many situations where I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I kept going and I kept going. And that was my ego. That was my ego, because I was like, yeah, but I believe this to be right. Yeah, but I believe. Now, remember, the ego is a good thing and a bad thing. You know, the ego can really, really keep you in situations to keep you safe. But it can also, when you're in protective mode, it can create a whole shitstorm for you, because you push people away and you don't work on things and you pretend that it's not you, it's everybody else. And this is the double sides of the ego sword. So we need to be recognizing right now that we are all in a period whereby we have had to get to know what our ego looks and feels like. Now, the ego, like I say, tries to keep you safe. So it's a little bit challenging sometimes when you've got a red flag that's ringing in your head and it's like, run for the hills, run for the hills. You have to ask yourself, is this my ego because I got hurt before? Is this my ego because last time this person stole from me? Is this my ego because actually I shouldn't be taking this job? Or is it my ego keeping me safe? It doesn't want me to go into that job, because what if I then have to stand up in front of 1,000 people and give a speech? What if it wants me to run away from this relationship because actually this relationship is going to bring healing to the surface for me and it is going to make me the best version ever? And my ego is scared of being, made redundant. Such a bloody minefield, isn't it? Such a bloody minefield. So for me personally, the way that I do this is I put my hand on my heart. And I had to make, about 7 weeks ago, I had to make one of the biggest decisions of my life. And I made that decision, sat on my bed in the morning, I put my hand on my heart and I asked myself the question, Lucy, is this really true to you? Is this really true to your values? Is this really true to who, or the way that you want to live your life going forwards? And it was by me connecting to my heart that I got the truth. Whereas my head had been saying, I can figure it out. I can step through things. I can make my health better. I can, do all of these things. But the truth of the matter was my heart was saying, enough's enough. You've been hurt enough. You deserve better. And then it's about following that through, which is really challenging. And then you witness the behaviors of people around you because you've rocked the boat. You've changed something. You've changed as a person. You have made a decision for yourself. And what happens when you put boundaries in place and when you make decisions for yourself is the people that were preying on you having no boundaries, the people that were preying on you being soft and sweet, all of a sudden start to have reactions. And then obviously there is the rolls of karma, the waves of karma that come after that. Is this my stuff? Is this a test for me? Is this because, I am going through this karmic process? Is this because I have cleansing to do? Or is this because I have to bring the karma up for the other person? And we never know. I mean, we know. If you love yourself and if you take enough time to sit with yourself and put your hand on your heart and really get to know you, not the little voice in your head that says, keep going, honestly, you'll be fine, keep going, or quick, run away. Like when you put your hand on your heart and you really ask yourself, you trust yourself, that's when you get the gold. Nobody is going through the next few months without being hit with karma. I know loads of people recently that have had their health stripped bare from them, ounce by ounce, stripped bare. And every single one of them has gone, shit, I thought I was doing okay, but I've really had to look deeply at everything to do with me. I've had to look at the rights I've done. I've had to look at the wrongs I've done. I've had to look at the people I've hurt. I've had to look at the people that, I perceived to hurt me. It's like a dark night of the soul when you go through a karmic cleansing period. All of the loops that we have been stuck in, the loops of bitching and backstabbing and, putting people down and, being controlling. All of these loops have had to come to the surface. I mean, let me know in the comments, because I will look back over this video. Let me know in the comments, do you feel you've been stepping through karma recently? Do you feel like you've been whacked on the bottom by the karma stick? Because I do. For not trusting, for forcing something, And this is why I have been taking time with things. As you guys know, I'm bringing a health series to this channel because of personal things that I've been through. And I wanted to launch this weeks ago, ladies and gents, weeks ago. And this is my ego. Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. But there's an element of the journey, and I've been shown that this has to be the first place where I start with the videos. And I'm just not ready to speak about that right now. So I've had to put it all off because I know that this is the driver of me doing the series. So it doesn't make sense for me to just drop that video in 6 weeks' time or a year's time or whenever I'm ready to speak about it. Like, I have to start with that so that everybody knows why and where this has come from. But I don't feel strong enough. I'm not ready to go back to doing the lives yet. I'm not ready to be having those attachments. As you guys know, all of my social media recently, I haven't been doing anything live. The only things I'm doing live is my programs where people pay me because I have to. This is my karma. I have had to close my voice down and process everything that has been going on in my life. Because if I spoke it outwardly right now, I know that would bring in a whole new round of karma. So I'm having to, sit with things and process things and, reach out to people that I've never wanted to reach out to in my life for support, for help. And this is about stepping into the divine feminine and being vulnerable. I never saw a lot of what's going on in my life at the moment. I never saw that coming. And I'm psychic. You know, like I'm really intuitive. I'm psychic. I've seen certain things and I've told people about those things. And now I'm like, never realized I was going to be involved in that. Like clearly I was channeling for other people and getting the memos for myself at the same time. Sometimes we need to go inwards. Sometimes our karma is about saying, you know, you have to be the silent gangster. You have to be patient. You have to be taking a step back and not allowing yourself to be put out there so that people can continue in the manner that they have. And that's a huge lesson for me. I know I'm on this planet to remind you guys of your eternal truth. How do I do that? By sharing everything that goes on with me. The good, the bad, the ugly. The physical things, the spiritual things, the mental things, the emotional things, all of it I have had to share. It's been my role. God knows why I signed up for it. Ladies and gents, God knows why I signed up for this. You know, and I can see little Lucy stood at the front of the queue. I'll be able to do this. I can handle this. Don't you worry. Oh my goodness gracious me. You know I'm a warrior. I know I am a fighter. Like I'm a trained professional fighter. Nobody will ever take that away from me. But that's just that's not the place where I want to be living my life. So, you know, the lessons are taking place. Lucy, prove it. The tests are coming in. Lucy, prove it. But I'm also being tested massively at the moment with my boundaries. I'm also being tested massively with situations where I need to not engage with people because, you know, things like, you know, whenever I do a video and I say, and I haven't done this for a while, by the way, but, you know, whenever I do a video and I'm like, guys, I'm taking some time out, I'm not going to be online at the moment, I get about 1,000 emails, messages coming to my inbox. But Lucy, I need your help with this. I need your help with that. And, you know, the kind heart of me is that I tend to go back to them, maybe not in the timescales that they would like, but I do tend to go back to them. And I'm actually recognizing that that's not healthy. It's not healthy. I don't want to be part of a codependency for people. And people have become dependent, you know, so I'm having to recognize the karma that that's bringing in for me. I always start by looking at myself, ladies and gents. When I have an argument with somebody, which is very rare, by the way, I've had like a couple of arguments in the last 12 months with people and that's it. You know, but let's say you're driving your car and somebody cuts you up and you get that moment of, or maybe somebody upsets you, or maybe you've heard something about somebody in your family and it's really riled you up, or it's got you, you know, it's just, there's just stuff going on. The way that I always go is, right, first and foremost, what do I need to look at for me? And very recently, a lady who follows me messaged me and she said to me, I don't believe in that anymore. You know, it's not always about you. You know, it's other people and it's their stuff. I still look at myself first. And the reason I do that is because from my perspective, we should always check our own ego first. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to move this headset away from me. So I always like to look at myself first because it's very easy to finger point at other people and say, well, if you hadn't done that, then I wouldn't have done this. If you had done this, then I would have done that. I always look at myself first and I'm like, okay, where am I being impatient? Where am I looking to get something? Where am I not owning the fact that I've got my traumas kicking in or whatever? So I always look at myself first, always. Without question, I always look at myself first. And I do that work and I focus on me. And then I look and I'm like, okay, what was this person bringing to me? What was this person showing me by their behaviors? Is it a boundary? Is it a conversation I need to have? Do I need to give them more love? Do I need to give them more time? Like, what is it? And the truth of the matter is, quite often at the moment with me, it's boundaries. And I have really good boundaries. You know, I perceive myself to have relatively good boundaries. All my clients and everybody think I've got good boundaries as well. However, it has been situations where those boundaries have been tested, because that's the whole point of what we're going through, ladies and gents. We have to be tested right now. There is no way out of this. We are being tested. If you say, right, that's it, I'm going on a diet, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get fit. And then the next morning, your partner comes to you in bed with pancakes with Nutella and honey and, you know, all of the good stuff, ice cream and all the rest of it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll start tomorrow. That's a test from the universe. It's, baby, you know what? Today I started my new eating regime. You eat those. I'm going to go for a run. And when I get back, I'm going to deal with you then. That's the kind of tests that we're having right now. I had a beautiful conversation with my team this morning, and a couple of them in the last 24 hours have had things coming at them. And, you know, it took one of them 3 different scenarios to realize that they were tests. And then it was like, oh my God, yeah, I was being tested. And then the other one, when they spoke to me about the situation, and I was like, I think fear kicked in a little bit here. It was like, no, it didn't. And then, like, when they went away and processed for a little bit, they were like, oh my God, yes, it was fear that kicked in a little bit. We're being tested. We're being tested at the moment to see whether we are authentic, see whether we're prepared to lie. Now, there is a lot of people out there that are lying right now that are being hit. And I mean like beaten with a cricket bat, because they're lying. They're lying in different areas of their life, and lies will not be tolerated in Shambhala, New Earth, new levels of consciousness, whatever you want to call it. I call it Shambhala. Lies cannot be tolerated. Deception, devious behavior, it's not going to be tolerated. So you are going to get beaten with the karmic stick until you recognize that you are lying. You are not being truthful. You are not being authentic. Your behaviors are not whole or wholesome. Like I say, there is no hiding from this. I don't know why people are pretending right now in the energies that we're in with the lack of linear time. Like, linear time is literally collapsing around us. It's collapsing. Like it or not, linear time is collapsing around us, which basically means we are shifting in a frequency. Now, lies are the same frequency as fear. Deception, betrayal are also in the lower vibrations. So if you are living in lower vibrations to cover your ass because you've made up a few lies, or you don't want to be honest, or maybe you've dug a little bit too deep and you're not prepared to put your neck on the line and say, I went wrong, or I did something that was out of order, you are going to be being hit really hard with karma. And people are seeing it. This is the interesting thing. A lot of people right now out there, like, I'm being sent messages daily on people like, oh my God, look at this person. This is what's going on with them. Oh my goodness, have you seen what's happened to this? Now, I don't get involved in those conversations, but I see them. I see what people send to me. Have you heard this person's broken their arm? Have you heard about this? And it's karma. Are you being a good person? Are you standing in your truth? Are you holding people in perpetual fear by the messages that you're putting out there? Or are you helping them ascend into higher levels of consciousness? This is the questions that the gods are asking right now. Are you being an honest, loving child of God? Or are you being a spiteful, deceitful, untrustworthy messenger for the devil? If you have told lies on anybody, they're coming to the surface. I have been managing your expectations for months on this, and I still hear people lying, and I still hear people, you know, standing in things which I know 100% because I'm close to them, that it's not the truth. Yet they still think that they can get away with it. I said it on an Instagram or a TikTok video. By the way, guys, I'm on TikTok. If you don't know my TikTok channel, go to the description field and follow me. Like, I've been putting out quite a few TikTok videos recently, which have just been amazing, been really, really, really cool. So if you're on there, please don't go and follow. But I basically shared on a video that I've put out recently, the final curtain is about to drop. And God is watching you right now. He's testing you right now, saying, are you going to shift to be of a higher level of consciousness, or are you going to continue to perpetuate fear? Are your messages going to continue to hold people back and create division and divide? Because that's what a lot of people are doing at the moment. They think they're doing God's work and, oh yeah, I'm, talking about this subject and this subject, which is actually creating fear and creating division. It's time to pivot, as I said at the beginning of this video. It's time to recognize we need to be sharing with people where we get things from. We need to be showing people how they can look after themselves. We do not, this is my biggest thing as a spiritual mentor. I am not the Pied Piper. I'm not the person to follow. I'm the person that's going to hold space for you until you get it, that you are me and I am you, and you can do all of this on your own. I don't want you coming back year after year, month after month, week after week, doing, having to go through my programs time and time again because you didn't get the memo. No, I want you to get it. I want you guys to rise up so significantly that you never need to listen to another one of my videos again. I know a lot of you say that you like listening to my videos. Great. That's brilliant. I love the fact that you listen to my videos too. But I want you to break through. I want you to recognize that you don't need anybody else because you've got all of the answers within. And that is why I design my programs the way that I do. I'm not your guru. Anybody that uses the word guru, and I know a good friend of mine who's Indian will have a real reaction to me saying that because there's a lot of gurus out there. But I'm sorry, but this is my belief system. I am not your guru. I don't want to be your guru. I'm just somebody that channels information that can activate the beautiful divine heart space, get you out of your head and into your heart. That is my mission. That is my slogan. That is what my book's called. I've actually got a copy of it here. So let me just move that up. I'm sliding things all over the place. Look, here's a copy of my book, From Head to Heart. That's what it's called. It's I'm using it as a laptop stand because my laptop stand isn't where I am at the moment. So, we need to be recognizing this. Like, what is in alignment with you? Now, there will be some people out there that want to stay in that perpetual fear and they want to stay in the lower levels of consciousness. I'm not going to judge them for that. It's just not me. It's just not me. I am going to go to the higher levels of consciousness. I choose to live in love. I choose to be of the highest vibration. That said, ladies and gents, and I think this is a very, very important point to say here, wanting to live in love and be in a purity state doesn't mean that you're not going to put boundaries in place with people and tell people to, I won't say those words just in case YouTube ban me, but it's true. Doesn't mean you have to be a pushover. The biggest farce that I have heard come out of people's mouths in the last 10 years is that being spiritual means you've got to be all love and light. Does it? Heck. It means you maintain your boundaries. It means you always look at it from a space of love, but you check yourself and you tell people to get lost when you need to tell them to get lost, and you defend yourself. Like, there is nothing wrong with being a spiritual warrior. That is what we came down here to be, not be a pushover. Remember, if anybody wants you to be a pushover, first and foremost, chances are they're a bit of a narcissist. If they want you to be a pushover, I want everybody to stand up and speak their truth and push back and, give me their opinions. If somebody wants you to be a pushover and just, why are you not all love and light, part of the love and light brigade? You've got to question their motives. Chances are they're benefiting from you being kind and being loving and being supportive and not standing up in your truth. We got to stand up to these bullies, ladies and gents. We didn't come down here to be a walkover, but we can stand up to them in love. It scares most of them anyway. The karmic cleansing is in flight. Go and take a look around you. How many people do you know that have been through some absolute hell recently? I put my hand up. I have. I have been dancing with the devil in hell for about 6 weeks, and I'm just starting to come out of it now. And that was based on choices that I made from the ego. That was based on choices and decisions that I made. I own it. I own every single piece of it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to stand up for myself. Doesn't mean I'm not going to put boundaries in place. Just because you are going through a karmic cleansing process right now does not mean you need to become weak, does not mean that you need to, do anything. Like, you do what feels right for you. Trust your intuition. We are all extremely intuitive beings. I knew I needed to get offline because of, energetic attacks and things like that. I knew I had to get offline. I know that I can put out content like this. And yes, of course, there are still the energetic attachments, but it's not like me going live. When I go back live, it's going to be because I feel so supported and so protected, and I'm in a place to be able to do that. This is karma. Karma has told me, Lucy, go inwards. Karma has told me, Lucy, you've spoken. Now it's time to not speak and allow other things to take its toll and the processes to work out as they need to be working out. Always recognize none of this is about hurting you. This is about elevating you. This is about helping you rise. This is about you and you. Like my recent miscarriage, honestly, I felt so victim for a moment there. I wanted that baby more than anything on the planet. I saw it on the scans. I wanted it more than anything. But my karma was that that wasn't the case this time. It will happen. 100% it will happen. That time, there was karma that needed to be served. So please don't think I'm sat here saying everybody else is getting karma and I'm not. Oh no. Please don't think that I'm telling you that you can't have a reaction or cry or get upset or be emotional. Actually, that's so normal. And you need to do that, because if you don't cry and if you hold it all in and you pretend it didn't happen and you create lies and stories around things, then what's going to happen is you're going to get hit really hard from the inside out with your karma. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Who do you know that's going through a massive karmic shift right now? Who do you know that's being beaten by the karmic stick? I think I might have to call this video "Being Beaten by the Karmic Stick." Because I've used those words so many times, haven't I? Ladies and gents, don't think it's weak to be stepping through karma. Sometimes we are the deliverer of karma. Sometimes we are the recipient of karma. Both are in our favor, believe it or not. Ladies and gents, I hope that you have found this video useful. Like I say, I'm really, really trusting and hoping I will be back with you guys live soon. I've got some fantastic videos being filmed starting next week. I've got an amazing video around free energy that's going to come out. I've got an amazing video around, I can't even remember the other one that I'm doing on Monday. I'm doing a video with BT. I'm doing a video with the beautiful Leanne Brown. I've got so much content coming at you over the coming weeks, and I am really, really, really excited to be bringing it to the table. I hope I will be back live with you soon, but until that point, please do remember to head over to my brand new TikTok channel, over to Instagram and over to Facebook, where you can keep in touch with me and you can message me easily. People tell me they message me on YouTube. I don't even know where the YouTube inbox is. So unfortunately, I can't access any messages there. And I actually think they've probably got rid of it by now anyway. Ladies and gents, please, please, please do keep in touch, like I say. And if you need anything from me or my team, please do drop me a message at support@lucydavis.com, and I will be back with you imminently, guys. I love you loads. Catch you on the flip side.